What's up, everyone? It is August 7th today. We are starting the week out hot with another video game market report for all you people that do like to collect video games, grade video games, like to buy, refurbish, and sell video games for a profit, or just love, the to actually play them, which is still happening, which is still making this hobby extremely hot. There are some video games in this report that you may know of, some that may kind of surprise you in the availability of them or that they even exist. But if you do enjoy our market reports, specifically of video games, comic books, or One Piece, please do me a favor, hit that like button, watch the previous ones, comment in the comment section below, and we'll try and do giveaways on our live feed. We'll be doing a live feed hopefully this week. I'm not sure, but I do appreciate everyone's support. Tell your friends about it, and we'll get into the report as of today. Now, I don't have, I wanted to kind of think about games that people invest in or know of like across generations, right? And so specifically, I'm going to start out with one that I think does really well in regards to people know the game, whether you're 6 years old or 60. This game has kind of crossed paths. I didn't play the game when I was a kid specifically, but I ended up playing it when I was older, got back into it when I was just kind of going through video games. And now I feel like it's the most, like, if you're trying to pay the hobby itself, just per my suggestion, I think getting this game all day, every day is not a bad idea to do. So without further ado, let's get into it again. Just hit that like button for me, peeps, and I'll keep doing these reports and we'll keep going through them. I'm going to use price charting today to get, kind of a synopsis of what the market is. And you'll kind of see from price charting from the past prices that I've seen as well. I think it's some of these games are super liquid. Some of them you're just gonna have to, kind of take a risk. But some of them are hard to find too. So obviously, with the ones that are harder to find, you're probably gonna have a more segmented market in trying to buy or sell those games. Or if you're trying to buy them, the people that are selling them aren't selling them for, for crumbs here. And it's really going to be tough for some of these games, especially right now, to set up a bid auction 10 days at $1 or what have you. You might as well just go buy it now just in case. But there are some of these games that you can't, that are pretty liquid, that you can just sell at $1, leave it a seven day auction, and get your money's worth and then some. So first off, this is the game I'm kind of segmenting today. Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. There's several versions of this one, but I wanted to focus on just not the first print, because I don't know if this is the first print, but just the original game versus like the player's choice. There's a special edition one that's gold, but this one's very liquid. You can get this game in a pretty good, condition. I'd shoot for 7.0 at least. And the way you can tell is specifically the tough thing about these N64 games is not so much the game. The booklets are easy to press. It's the box, obviously, right? So you want to make sure that all corners are included, that there's not too many bends. You can have a few bends, crinkles here and there, but you really want to have just a complete actual box. You don't want any of the lid missing. You don't want any of the covers missing. You want every single corner like crisp or fairly crisp, not too crazy. I've seen ones that have like water damage, and I'm not even gonna try and go after those ones. But on in complete in box 7.0 at least, if you're paying $125, you're gonna get your money's worth. You're probably gonna make 250. You'll probably sell it gross for like 250 to 300. 8.0s I've seen go for 499 at the most. So again, if you're trying to, if you're not a huge Legend of Zelda fan, or you have one already and you're trying to either upgrade or try and flip one so you can buy like another game on this list, I think Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is the best one to go for. You can find them all day. There's a lot of buyers for the graded versions as well. I know the people that are in this show may think that grading is the craziest thing ever, but it's a liquid because it hits different generations. It hits Gen X, hits millennials, and it hits Gen Z's hearts as well. They know about Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time because it's been revamped on other platforms as well, like Game Boy Advance, I think. No, sorry. It is actually, there is a version you can download on your Switch. That's where I saw it last. So Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, very fun game, very playable. Next up, Life is Strange on the PS4. There is a PS3 version, but I'm picking PS4 just because we're kind of getting into that PS4 starting to kind of be a sealed collectible system. It's, the PS5 came out during pandemic, so let's say 2000. So that's about 4 years since the newest version of PlayStation came out. That means PS4 is like, since they stopped making them, quote unquote, or yeah, so it's like 4 years since the next generation is gone. So I think that's kind of a good idea to start picking up PS4 sealed games. It's hard to get very high grade PS4 games in my opinion, just because that the plastic doesn't really hold on very well. It's very cheap, and the plastic case that it's in is very thin, so it's very susceptible to one, the disc being loose, it being damaged, what have you. Let's get back to the game though. Life is Strange PS4. This goes for about $24.99. Let's go to price chart real quick. Let's see. There's an original one on PS3, but again, I wanted to segment the PS4 version. So let's share this tab instead. So like right now, I mean, it's only going for like 34 bucks, 25. I wouldn't be mad at holding that for 25 bucks. That's the same price for a 1 in 25 like copy. Um, this is the game is described as a consequence type game. So like every choice that you make within the game, it can sway you to a different route in the game or whatever. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Give me 1 second. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool game. With a low buy-in for a PS4, you may have to hold this for quite some time. But yeah, Life is Strange PS4, $24.99. Start picking up those PS4 games. PS3 is getting a little expensive, as you'll see in the next ones. So yeah, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, next. So Wii U, I didn't ever play Wii U. I played Wii, but I never got into Wii U. I didn't really understand like why they just didn't make like a whole new system. So I didn't really get into Wii U, but I was into Switch, and I'm actually still playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch. I I've never thought of buying a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U game or Wii U system. So I kind of was like curious of um what the actual price is going for, just because everyone seems to gravitate towards the Switch version. Now, if you can get this new, and this is the first print, you're probably going to pay about 75 bucks, which I think is pretty low. I mean, here it's going for 450, which is just insane to me. I don't even mind a CIB honestly in this particular version. Let's see. I guess to tell if it's the first print, back cover shows okay. So back cover shows this here. Um, shout out to Price Chart. They always have good stuff. 7 controllers instead of 1. So I guess that's how you know that this is the first print. But anyway, so for a sealed copy, 76 bucks. I mean, sealed first prints of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Switch are going for like 200. So you're going to save about 100 bucks. Now, it's not the specific system that everybody likes, but I thought that was kind of a nice thing to look at in regards to probably the best title out of all of the titles on the Switch, and looking at a Wii U version of it instead. 99 bucks last I saw, but Price Chart has it at 74. That may just be a best offer or asking price. So on to the next. Folklore on PS3. Now, this, from what I hear, this is a third-person role-playing game set in the made-up village of Doolin. I guess it has some Irish vibes to it, which I think is pretty cool. Had a 99% score on Video Game Radar, which I thought was, I mean, it's out of 100%. That's pretty good. It's very cool art on the cover as well. I'm surprised it's not a comic. But yeah, let's take a look at price charting. This game came out in the early 2000s. So yeah, let's take a look here. And it goes for a pretty good penny. Let's see here. All right, so looking at this, so the new version goes for about 117 bucks. There are no graded versions really. A 164. I feel that's pretty low. If you're looking at October of 2021, let's go 5-year chart here. Let's go 1-year chart. It looks like it might be your best chance just to get a graded price out of this. I don't know what's going to push this up higher, but I got to imagine that if you are investing in this game or you just want a nice copy, maybe get the graded version for right now. I wonder, let's see. Doesn't show any graded new listings here, and it looks like, as you can see, if it's opened, it cuts the value in half. But I don't the thing about price training that they don't show is like the actual grades of what they sold at to. So just keep that in mind. Maybe just look on eBay and see like what the different prices are going for ungraded if you're curious. But yeah, Folklore PS3, I thought this was kind of a cool one to look into. PS3, I think those video games, they present a little better in my opinion. So yeah, good luck out there, Folklore PS3 on from the 2000s. This is another PS3 game, Stranglehold PS3. This is the sequel to Hard Boiled. I don't know if you guys know, but Hard Boiled was one of the it's the it holds the record for the most deaths in a movie that is not a war movie. Extremely violent movie. The video game was extremely violent as well. This is a John Woo. I think John Woo was helping on like kind of development of this game, and Chow Yun Fat obviously on the cover there. There is another version of this, like a collector's edition, but to me, this was just such a fun ride. I mean, I remember watching Hard Boiled for the first time. I didn't know there was a game. So immediately I bought the game, played the heck out of it. I mean, it's very trigger happy for sure. 99 bucks last time I looked. So let's take a look at price chart. Okay, let's see here. Wow. So this has come down quite a bit. Let's see here. Graded, there are probably no copies of this graded. Oh, okay, it's 2364. I wonder if the other version goes for higher. Let's see. The collector's edition definitely goes for higher. So this has popped up a little bit to 84 bucks. Probably depend on condition. Wow, that's really cheap. I mean, I think yeah, maybe go for the collector's edition instead. Maybe that's why I saw they're going for 100 bucks, but I think this is like always like a fun this was always such a fun game to me. If you aren't interested in buying this video game to grade, definitely play it. It is a fun ride for sure. I couldn't get enough of this game when I first got it. So yeah, Stranglehold. If you guys don't know about it, it's the sequel to the movie. First time I think that's ever happened. I don't know of another time that's ever happened before in history, but yeah, go for the collector's edition, or if you want to play it, go for the regular edition. Before we get into this next game, I just want to say thanks everyone for your support. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to all your friends. Watch the past videos. I do them weekly. And if you like comic books, video games, or One Piece, anything, hit up my channel and let us know how we're doing. And make comments in the comment section below. I'll try and do giveaways if I get enough views. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 views houred. So thank you all for your support. His next one is Devil's Third. What the fuck? 174 bucks for the sealed game. This came out like past, I think 2016, 2017. It's a third-person shooter with like kind of from like Korea, or like kind of has Korean kind of context to it. And I feel like the reason this game is worth so much, 174 sealed. A, I never heard of it, and then two, it's on a system that's geared towards children. Obviously, from the cover, this looks pretty violent. It's again third-person shooter, third-person view, I guess, viewpoint. I shouldn't say third-person shooter because obviously I think you can use swords in this game. But yeah, I was totally shocked. I not a buyer of this game personally, but I could see where it hits a segment of like rare, violent, not so much for kids. That's why it's worth so much. But it's another Wii U game, so I think I'm going to look a little bit more into Wii U games for sure and see if the value is on those guys. And I was just shocked. I never would have thought a game like this would ever make it into the Wii U, but here it is. All right, and you guys know I had to put a PS2 game, or sorry, a horror game on this list. I went a little bit back. PS2, Siren, the video game. I never played this game, but I remember seeing it at GameStop, or maybe it was Toys R Us when I saw this. It's from 2003, and I didn't know this, but there's a sequel to this game, the third game afterwards. So in kind of the tradition of Resident Evil or horror games, there are sequels to this. So I gotta imagine the story was very rich to have them make 2 or 3 more games. 95 bucks sealed on the Bay right now. I didn't take a huge look at that listing, but it seemed like to me, just from kind of an eyeball perspective, it seemed like it was a good value to me. But let's take a look and see if we can find the video game. Let's see. All right, it's right here. So new. So pretty healthy, like 100 bucks. I mean, that's pretty healthy from 2022. It seems like it's still holding that value there. Let's see if there's any graded. Wow, this grades. If you get this grade, you still double your money, perhaps, depending on the value of the grade. But I mean, PS2, that's a bargain for a sealed horror game, 99 bucks, regardless. So as the video game market revolves, you kind of want to have to like figure out like if you're trying to like quote unquote invest in video games, horror is always a good one to get into. If you can get in cheap and sealed, it's a really good thing to get into. They're always pretty liquid, and I feel like this has potential to grow a little more if there's more knowledge about it. And the fact that there's 2 other versions, maybe look into getting the second or third games and see if those kind of fit your category. Because usually the second and third games, they don't sell as much as the original, unless the sequels just kill them out of the water, kill the original game out of the water, like Street Fighter 2. So last but not least, I want to end this with a game that I'm shocked. Samurai Showdown on the Switch. The Switch is a fairly newer system. I don't think they're gonna upgrade anytime soon. It's really hard to find like very collectible games on the Switch. But I wonder if this is a product of, okay, we're switching over to digital. We're gonna make less physical games. Why don't we just not make what maybe collectors are thinking, this is a game that's not going to be highly downloaded, or it's highly downloaded and there's not that many physical copies. So like kind of the supply and demand type thing. 100 bucks plus for a game on Switch, which I thought was just crazy. Let's take a look at Price Chart and see what they say. Samurai Showdown. Okay, Samurai Showdown on the Switch. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, you can see right here, there's graded versions for 200 bucks, but the new version is going. So I feel like maybe getting a graded version, if you can find one, might be the way to go. Or perhaps like if you're gonna get Samurai Showdown, get the first print. Now the way you know that is to look at the back of the barcode. There's usually there's 4 zeros. That's the first print. If it's 0001, the second print. 0002, if it gets that high, that's the third print. But you always want to go with the 4 zeros. Make sure the Y folds are like, basically like triangles. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of my synopsis for today. I actually just got an Ocarina of Time Nintendo game. I'm going to maybe do a video to see how it came about and how it looks and all that. But thank you all for watching the show. I do appreciate everyone's support. I'll keep doing these. We're about 20 minute to 30-minute shows. The last one we had almost got 500 views. So thanks everyone for your support. I'll keep doing these if you guys like them. And we'll see you next time. Have a great week. It's Wednesday. We're almost there.